Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Felix here. I did plan on, well, I tried to do a video earlier actually, um, but I just didn't really have the time. Um, so I'm just here dropping in today to do a short but sweet energy update for whatever month it is, next month, September. Um, yeah, to come in. And I'm just picking up on some things that I'm noticing about through August, going through to September as well. So yeah, it's been a very, very deep transformational months of August. Um, and we'll get into that momentarily. So the first thing I'd like to just bring forward here is that I am just opening up a new psychic development class, which will be running, um, let me check. I think it's on the 7th of September. So we've got it's either the 7th or the 14th. Um, so what we're going to be doing is just working to develop the psychic ability and psychic awareness. It should be quite fun and it should be like an open field for kind of playing and experimenting. I'd like to kind of have it as a kind of playground for development and interaction with each other as well. So that should be quite fun. As well as that, I'm going to be doing an event on the 9th of the 9th, possibly at 9 p.m. It depends on what time I get back from my show that I'm doing that day in Harrogate for the weekend. So it's going to be quite a busy month. I'll also be doing an equinox show on the 21st at 6 p.m., a group grid session. I think it's on the last week of the month. I can't remember. I need to double check all of these dates, but I'll have them in a list below, in the description box below. And obviously, as well, we've got the Self Care Monday, which will be on the 6th, no, on the 4th at 6 p.m. It'll be delightful to have you all there coming together once again for these nice get togethers where we can do group healing and group development. So, yeah. So, without further ado, let's jump into the energy report for this month. And I haven't actually got anything written down, because normally I would have at least a couple of notes or something like that to kind of review over. But like I said, August has been the most transformational month. We had the Lion's Gate, but beyond that, we had about 5 different gateways that were intersecting and converging with the Lion's Gate as well. So it was so, so intense. And normally what I find with the Lion's Gate is that it's so expansive and super elated. Um, this one, there was that aspect to it, but at the same time, there was anger. And I mean lots and lots and lots of anger. So it was really a great chance to redefine what anger was and where it was all coming from. Was it all mine? And really start to understand it at a much more deeper level. So these layers of anger had to kind of come forwards to be able to understand. And I think that's the most difficult thing with anger because it is so explosive. You can really lose yourself like within a matter of seconds, or not even seconds, it can be a split second. You can just go. And trying to find a place of stillness within that and unraveling it can prove quite tricky. Then within that, you get even more frustrated because you can't get to a point of resolution where it feels like it's never ending. And what I feel and have understood with all of this is that sometimes you just need to be angry. Sometimes you need to entitle yourself to feel the anger and realize that it's not actually a low vibrational thing to do to express yourself and express your anger, but rather to honor it and recognize where you've been betrayed, where you've been where your boundaries have been crossed. And this goes so far across space and time to really kind of pick it all apart and process it and understand it. Yeah, so it's so important to kind of go into it and allow that to really bubble up to the surface and experience it, which for me was really interesting to dissect and look at it through a different lens to what I had been looking at it, which was either denial or rejection or just not showing up for myself. So then I wasn't able to kind of really go inward into it and allow it to flow up. Now, this is really interesting. Like the mechanics behind the denial, the mechanics behind the rejection, and the mechanics of not showing up for yourself severely impact the body and severely impact the self, because what really surfaces within this is this big layer of numbness. Now, the more I dove into this month, the more numbness I discovered. And what I had found circulating through the numbness was actually fields of depression. So this was a real breakthrough moment for me to understand how depression kind of forms or depression builds, and it is coming in through the rejection of self, the rejection of your expression and rejection of your emotions. This was really amazing to discover, because when I opened this information up, it kind of popped many different realities and constructs and structures, so to speak, that fundamentally were holding on to an egoic, childlike expression that allowed the behaviors that I was trying to release to move into transformation. Now, that being said, not everything is always going to get done straight away, and we have to be compassionate with ourselves and not be highly critical and strung up as to where we're at and expecting everything to kind of go away straight away, because it just doesn't work like that. It simply doesn't. We can try and try and try and exhaust ourselves, but it simply doesn't work that way. You need to give yourself time in between to align your frequencies to allow pockets of this information to up and leave. Now, as you kind of go in through this along the horizontal perspective, you may then find different notes and nodes where you can access into the vertical aspect. So we're looking upstream into galactic history as to why all this anger or why all this denial really is kind of being put in place. And a lot of it will be due to things we've done on a galactic upstream, behavioral patterns that we're ashamed of or that we've been pained into forgetting, that we've locked down and covenanted never, ever, ever to look at this stuff again, which is difficult to say the least. Luckily for me, I've got a very good friend who I work with to help me unbuckle some of them, some of the more harder things, and vice versa, which has been a real blessing over the past 6 months. or however many months, 4 months we've been working together. Um, because sometimes it takes a second set of eyes to actually show you what you need to see, what you need to hear. And I don't think that's disempowering in any way. But what I do think it is a call for help and a means to self-love, that you're willing to put yourself in the care of somebody else to nurture you, to help you get to that next level of help that you want within yourself, if that makes sense. So anyway, I digress. With the whole galactic upstream part of it, when you can kind of configure and understand the patterns of the history that's running up here and all the way down, you're then able to triangulate the evidence into all of these other kind of polarized positions, where you're able to kind of understand where this structure has been interplaying, or this pattern has been interplaying. And that really is quite a liberating thing to go through. So with all of this deep transformation, this deep anger transformation, which I feel quite a lot of people have gone through as well, with my clients in particular that I've been working with, they've had similar things going on. Discovering what it is the anger has been about, but also recognizing it as an opportunity to transform it into a much more well-rounded perspective, to neutralize the whole pattern. That's in my room. Okay, and as you kind of process this, the understandings of it, you're then given the opportunity to evolve yourself in the outcome, do the reviewing, and understand if it's still relevant, if you are actually still angry about this, or what is this anger even yours, is the question to be asking. And then start to de-thread and demesh what is other people's stuff from your own, and kind of individualize your own energetic field within that process. Yeah, so that's been a big transformation. What I've also found as well is that myself and many people are finding themselves within a lot more responsibility lately, which has also been a trigger point for the anger. And the responsibility side of it, it's not just a sign of you growing up, but it's also a sign that you're being trusted more by the divine to take care of people around you, to harness more of your empowerment, where maybe in history we were galactic commanders or heads of fleets, and we may have lost that lost that kind of trust to look after them because we have deviated. The responsibility seems to be coming back to more of us now. I'm feeling as well with this on a collective level that due to the mass amounts of clearing, the mass amounts of wakening up, recognizing our sovereignty, is that many people are becoming more and more responsible for themselves, for their own issues, and taking matters into their own hands to correct it. And like this is not just going in on a um kind of individualized level. This is going globally, and it's going in for the newly awakened ones as well, which is really magical. Obviously, we've had waves of the Great Awakening coming in more and more, but now with this responsibility, it's almost like they've got the waves of the awakening by the reins, and they're riding on the saddle of the dragon or the saddle of the horse or the unicorn or whatever you want to call it, um, to kind of take control of their trajectories again, which is just marvelous. It really is. Um, yeah, it really has been such a magical transformational period of Lionsgate. And again, like I said, there wasn't as much heightened bliss in the fields until after the 8th, I felt. Well, more so after the 12th, really. Um, that's when I started to feel a lot more of the heightened ecstatic kind of frequency, the bliss charged love, the oh wondrous connectivity. Um, yeah, it was prior to that was the stinker. um, yeah. So that being said, following on from that, I think there's going to be a lot of integration coming for people to kind of put things into place and really start to draw the dots between um, these different woundings. What I also noticed as well coming up during Lionsgate was there was a lot of the Syrian wars that were coming into my awareness. I even did a meditation for a group which actually took them into the Syrian wars to reclaim the essence as well. That was quite magical. Yeah, so that being said, it was a very, very deep transformational month of August. Um, and stepping into September, I feel like there's going to be a lot of deep integration, but I also feel like there's going to be a lot of abundance coming in through September. I feel because we've cleared the pathway of so many different things, we're able to start drawing in the harvest of the harvest month, and really aligning um, abundance and monetary value to the work that you're doing, whether it's promotions, whether it is heightened levels of pay coming into your salaries, whether it is new financial systems coming into place on some level, maybe not within the physical or within the collective field just yet, but maybe on some level we might be seeing something like that coming in one way or another. That's kind of what the fields have been showing potentiality of at the moment, which has been interesting. So we'll see. Not holding on to anything, just keeping it as it is, and just allowing flow to happen as flow does. Because that's the best way that we can really go about it, really. And within those kind of momentums, we can stay in love, stay in joy, and stay hand in hand with each other as a means to share the woes and the burdens, but also as a mean to share the love and the joy. When one person falls down, we're able to whole collectively pick them back up. And when we're going higher, we're then able to raise them up too. Na quieras mata puriadoras na aquí agoras más mayan. Te quieres mata puriadoras ni se llama ataponia mora ataya. Te quieres na aquí agoras nas mayan. Tarias na ati pohora ostiokora na aukia miatma ahi ana ayadoras nos mi agoras na ai. Sierras nas na aki agoras nas no yo poras na aki por autiatra o sema atia na aho. Mus excuse me. Mosqueras mo oti poho koria tara o sia mama a hayanana au ti a porashna o sia maa. Centering vertical alignment. Connecting to the grand central sun. Fill the heart with an abundance of divine source light, unconditional bliss charge love. Fill thy cup. Feel the light. That's facing upwards. Expansion of yellow gold through the heart. Triquetra. Hands joined together, sitting in the lap, palms facing upwards. Golden sphere of light within the hands. Wonderful. I wish you all a very happy, joyous, abundant September. I will look forward to seeing you guys on the Equinox event or the 9/9 or the Psychic Development or Self-Care Sunday or the other one, the grid work. Many, many things to go through in September. I will look forward to it and I'll love you and leave you for now. Take care. Bye.